Let's play a game. Imagine the world as one giant high school cafeteria. On the left, you've got America, the loud kid with expensive sneakers, passing out fries, and bragging about their new iPhone. On the right, Russia, the brooding kid in the corner, chewing sunflower seeds, whispering about how he's different and everyone else is brainwashed. Now here's the kicker. Some countries sit firmly at America's table, waving little US flags like they're auditioning for a cheer squad. Others sit with Russia because, hey, they like cheap oil and edgy vibes. And then there's the awkward group in the middle, the ones who grab fries from both trays and pretend they're neutral. This video, we're unpacking who actually supports America, who's riding with Russia, and which countries are playing the world's most dangerous game of double dipping. Spoiler, it's not as clean as Hollywood would like you to believe. First up, America's inner circle. These are the countries that don't just like America on Instagram. They're the ones writing Queen in the comments. NATO allies. Think UK, France, Germany, Italy, Poland. When America sneezes, these guys bring tissues. NATO isn't just an alliance, it's basically a family plan where Uncle Sam pays most of the bill. Pacific Squad, Japan, South Korea, Australia, they build entire defense strategies around America. If the US is a Netflix subscription, these guys bought the premium family plan with 4K streaming Israel. This one's obvious. Israel and the US are basically that inseparable duo that shows up everywhere together. But don't think it's about loyalty. This is business. America offers the best insurance policy in the world. We'll protect you if something goes wrong. And that's a deal too good to pass up when you live next to, say, Russia or China. Now flip the script. Who's really riding with Russia? Spoiler, not as many as Putin would like to brag about. China. They don't use the word allies, but come on. They're basically in a friends with benefits arrangement. Joint military drills, massive energy deals, it's all happening. Iran, total BFF energy. Iran supplies drones, Russia supplies weapons, and together they annoy the West like a chaotic duo on TikTok. North Korea, the clingy friend. Nobody really invited them, but they keep showing up with fireworks, literally. Belarus, not so much a friend as a little brother stuck in Russia's basement. Notice the difference? America's allies are wealthy democracies with Netflix and Starbucks. Russia's squad is more like the Sanctions Anonymous Club. They don't have a lot of options, so they stick together. Here's the most interesting part. The countries that don't fully pick sides, or worse, pick both. India, the world's largest democracy, supposedly close to the US, still buys tons of Russian oil and weapons. India basically said, we'll take US tech, Russian fuel, and call it balance. Saudi Arabia, publicly a US partner, privately making oil deals with Russia through OPEC+. That's like smiling in your face while texting your enemy under the table. Turkey, official NATO member, but it also buys Russian missiles. That's like being married and still having Tinder downloaded just to look. Africa and Latin America. Many avoid choosing sides altogether. Why? Because they'd rather take aid from everyone than lock themselves into one camp. These countries remind us, this isn't a Marvel movie with Team Iron Man versus Team Cap. It's a messy reality show where everyone's hedging bets. Here's the truth no politician will admit. Countries don't love America or Russia. They use them. With America, you get security guarantees, high-tech weapons, and access to the world's biggest economy. With Russia, you get cheap oil, fewer lectures about human rights, and a sense of sticking it to the West. So when you see a country supporting one side, don't imagine loyalty. Imagine Tinder profiles. America says, looking for stable partners must love capitalism. Russia says, into chaos, no strings attached. Let's not forget, sometimes allies flip. Remember the Cold War? Countries switched sides depending on who offered more aid or weapons. Even today, countries like Hungary, technically in NATO, openly cozy up to Russia when it benefits them. And let's not even start on Africa, where China, the US, and Russia are all competing like desperate contestants on The Bachelor. The lesson? No friendship is permanent, only interests are. Last but not least, the global soap opera. So who's with America? Mostly rich democracies that want peace, prosperity, and Netflix subscriptions. Who's with Russia? Countries on America's naughty list, or those who love discounts on oil. And who's with both? The clever ones who know survival means playing every side until the last possible moment. Global politics isn't about love stories. It's about leverage, money, and survival. And right now, the US and Russia are like rival landlords fighting over tenants. Some countries sign with one, some secretly rent from both, and some just wait for the whole building to collapse. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new, hit subscribe. Drop a comment, tell us which country shocked you the most. And remember, in the global cafeteria, it's not about who you sit with. It's about who pays for lunch.